Hi everybody, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel, Bree's Arts. Okay, so first of all, I want to say hello to all of my brand new subscribers and to all of my OGs as well. I love you guys so much. So today I'm super excited because we are getting back to some regular, average, normal, everyday decor. Now, of course, I've used mostly Dollar Tree items, thrown in some items from Dollarama, and I'm going to tell you, I am so happy with how these turned out. Now, remember, if you don't like the colors that I use, switch those up. If you have different patterns of papers or napkins or anything, tissue paper, use what you have and use what you love. Everything that I show you is purely for inspiration. And with that being said, let's jump into the first DIY. All right, you guys, here we go. DIY number one. So we're going to take this little sign that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and what we are going to do, we're just going to pop out that center piece there. It pops out really easily, and it always leaves these little, there's some nails that are holding that sign together there. So I just use my pliers and take those out. And then just make sure you get all of them. Sometimes they're stuck actually in the, like here, they're stuck in the thing. And so we're going to just remove that coffee sign. It literally just pops right off. And I'm gonna sand down the thingy there. And my ladybug, oh, poor ladybug. Okay, so these paper straws, I got those at Dollarama. I'm sure you can get them at the Dollar Tree too. I just happened to get these ones at Dollarama. So I used a package and a bit. I'm not sure exactly how many, but if you're gonna do this DIY, make sure you buy enough straws. So I'm just measuring them out because we're going to cut them down and we are going to attach them to the back of the frame here. So just make sure they're cut properly to the right length. And then just use the first one as a guide. And there we go. Fancy McSchmancy pants. Okay, so I am using my Rust-Oleum chalk paint. So little disclaimer, I'm using it to paint the sign here. First of all, make sure that you sand your sign down because the frame wanted to repel the paint, like it wasn't sticking at all because there's kind of like a plastic coating on it. So just make sure you sand it down before you paint. That is tip number one. Tip number two, supposedly my Rust-Oleum chalk paint is a bad batch because everyone is telling me that it's usually super thick. Mine is very thin, so don't know what happened, but that is going back to Home Depot. So here we are using my favorite color. It is Nantucket Blue. And I am just painting up all of these straws all the way around. You know, it's chalk paint. It dries super fast. Use your heat gun to speed up the drying process and rock and roll. This really does not take that much time to paint all of these up. And now here I am just taking my hot glue, smooching it on there, putting the back of our frame back on, and of course cleaning up the little globs that always seem to form when you put anything together. And then just taking my hot glue, we're just going to put all of our straws onto the back of this sign. I think it looks awesome, you guys. It looks like, I don't know, like little, pieces of wood, or it just gives it so much texture, and it's so, interesting to look at. I really, really love this piece. So after getting that all together, I always take a paintbrush just so that I can get rid of all of those little, glue webs that seem to form and plague my life all the time. Please let me know, do they plague your life too? I would love to know that. It's good to know that you're not alone. All right, looks fantastic, Brie. Looks awesome. Get on with it. Okay, so I got these wood cutouts. These are also from Dollarama. I'm just cutting off the edges because they're kind of like, maybe they're ornaments or something. They have a little hole in the stem. So I just cut that off. And again, using my really thin Bad Batch of Rust-Oleum chalk paint. I would like to give this chalk paint a real review once I actually do take it back to Home Depot. So that's my plan. I'm taking it back tomorrow. So hopefully, I'll be able to use it in a couple videos from now, and we'll see how it goes. But as you can see here, painting up our little leaves. So if you don't have these particular wood cutouts, there are tons of different wood cutouts at the Dollar Tree as well. So you can use whatever you want. So just taking, obviously, hot glue, smashing it on there. Look how easy this is. It's so easy. And I really love it, you guys. It's like so interesting looking. And so our finishing touch, I'm taking my braided rope that I got off of Amazon. I've used this a bajillion times. This is the rope that I always say is very, very clean looking. It's nice braided rope. And I'm just using my hot glue and going around the inside of the frame. So this kind of hides sometimes like the lengths of each one of the straws, they're not exact, right? So this kind of hides that imperfection and gives it just that really nice finishing touch. And I really like the white and the blue and the natural color of the rope. I just think that it's so pretty. And that is it, you guys. How easy. So I did 2 of them, set of 2. Love, love, love these. Okay, you guys, DIY number 2. Now, this, I guess it would be a cutlery holder or a drawer organizer made of bamboo from Dollarama. Absolutely gorgeous. And I am just painting that up again with this chalk paint. This is another thing where I would probably, if I did it again, I would definitely sand it down because it was repelling the paint a little bit. And then, after I did the first one, I sanded it down, but just sand it. It's a lot easier that way. And then I did sand down the edges as well. And you guys, these napkins are gorgeous. I got them at Dollarama. They're like a linen print, like they look like linen. They're absolutely beautiful, and they came in 3 colors. They are 3 plies, so you guessed it. What am I doing? I am going to decoupage these cute little jars that I found at the Dollar Tree. So I just cut out a good, like the size of the jar-ish, and then rolled it up. Now, I was not super concerned about getting wrinkles in in the napkin when I was doing this, because I just think it adds to the charm of the piece, right? So grab a Mod Podge, smooching it on there, putting on the napkin, and then I kind of I smoothed it down and then kind of crumpled it a little bit around the neck, because we're gonna hide that anyways, so it really didn't matter if there were a few little crinkles or crumples in there at all. Yay for decoupage, you guys. It's my favorite thing. Let me know, are you getting sick of me decoupaging things? I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. It's like my favorite thing to do. And then of course went over the top with my Mod Podge and then kind of smushed it down on the bottom there too, and made sure that it was nice and adhered to the glass. Look at that. Looks perfect. And there they are, you guys, all three. Oh my goodness. Look at those colors. Beautiful. So now I am taking just some twine. I believe I got this twine at Dollarama. I'm pretty sure. But you can use any twine you want. You can use that braided rope. You can use any twine, like the twine from the Dollar Tree, that will work as well. So we're just hot gluing that around the rim of these little jars. And then I do kind of hot glue up a little bit, like you'll see in this next one. So go around the top of the jar, and then once you get to the end, just kind of hot glue it so that it's going straight up. Hope that makes sense. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. And then you see there, bam, done, straight up. There we go. And now I'm just measuring the center of each one of the little slots here in my utensil holder organizer thingy, because we are going to drill some holes in the top of them. So just grab my drill and drill some holes. We are going to use those holes to thread the twine through so that the bottles hang in those little slots, you guys. How cute is this? I absolutely love it. And, you know, just wrap some tape around the edge so that it's easier to thread through. Pull it nice and tight where you want your bottle to hang, and then tie a knot in the top and make sure it's nice and tight. And that is it. Cut off the excess. And we're going to do that for all three bottles. I wanted them to hang in different lengths so that it gave the piece a little bit more interest. And there we go. So you can see here that they kind of dangle out a little bit. I did hot glue them to the back, but add some flowers and it's so pretty. Okay, you guys, just popping in real quick to let you know that I now have a Buy Me a Coffee link. Now, the link will be down in my description box, and what it's for is you can go there, you can buy me a coffee, and all the funds raised will go towards supplies for my DIYs and also some future giveaways. So, you know, click the link and buy me a coffee. Okay guys, DIY number 3. Now I'm finally using these cute little boxes, I guess, or decor pieces that you get at the Dollar Tree. And what we're gonna do here is struggle. So these embellishments, you guys, I don't know if they're welded on. I don't know what they're doing, but holy, I could not, for the life of me, get them off. I used my little scraper thing, and then I used the heat gun, and I used the screwdriver, and I'm trying to pry these up. And then once I finally did get them up, they just completely damaged the top of these little boxes, which is a shame because I really like, you know, that beveled crisscross that's on them. I was going to use them for this project, but it is what it is. You got to make do with what you got, right? And this cloud one was even worse. Oh my goodness. It just came off and it just damaged this box so horribly. So good thing there is a top and a bottom to this project. And of course, just, you know, give it a blast with the heat gun to take off those little labels. Now, you want to make sure that you sand these down on the edges because those little stars and little clouds, they are kind of raised off of the sides. And you don't want to see those through the paint. So sand them down, and then I am going to paint this up with my thin white chalk paint. I gave it 3 coats, inside, outside, bottom, top, everything, the whole shebang. Paint that sucker up. And paint it up. Paint, 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 paint. And bam! All done. You don't need to see me paint for a solid 20 minutes. So I'm just using this little wood round that I got. I'm pretty sure it was from the Dollar Tree. It came in a package of, I think there were 2 rounds, 2 squares, maybe some rectangles. Hearts maybe. And I just painted it up, and we're going to use that to cover up that damage. So I got these square wooden dowels at Dollarama. I'm so happy that I bought a couple packages of these because I have not seen them since. So I hope they come back in stock because they are super useful. And I painted them up with my white chalk paint, and now we're just going to distress this up a little teeny bit using our Parisian Gray by Folk Art. You guys know that I love to use this color to distress. It gives it a nice little light distressing effect. I don't like to go too heavy when I'm distressing. So, like, sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm pretty cautious. So just use that with my little, I think it's called a stencil brush, and that's from the Dollar Tree as well. But it gives it a nice texture and makes it, you know, look a little bit more weathered and gives it more character. Okay, so now we are going to assemble what is going to be a lantern. And we're going to use our E6000. I'm going to put that on the bottom of each one of these little wooden dowels. And then what I'm going to do is take some hot glue, and I'm going to like smush it into the corner, like going up, so that the glues don't mix. So hot glue for the immediate hold, E6000 for the permanent hold. And of course you're gonna get some, you know, globs of hot glue poking out. So just make sure that you clean those up really good. And we are going to do that to all 4 of our wooden dowels here. Again, E6000 on the bottom, and then hot glue up the corner, and get rid of all of the hot glue, you know, that bulges out. And then we are going to, I just used hot glue. This is for the top of it anyways. I wasn't super concerned about putting the E6000. I probably should have, so don't be lazy like me. Use the E6000. And then just taking that circle, I just hot glued that to the top to cover up that damaged portion, and it worked like a charm. So now I'm just finding the center of this little circle here, because I am going to drill a hole right through the top of this. So, you know, measure it up, find the center, grab your, you know, power drill and drill a hole. Yeah, drill that hole. Perfect. And so I have this little wooden knob. I got it like a whole package of them off Facebook Marketplace. So this just happened to be in there. So I'm just painting that up again with my white chalk paint. I did a couple of coats, probably 3 coats. And then I'm just putting the screw from the knob through the top of our lantern here. And then we're just going to screw the knob on top. Make sure it's nice and tight, and voila. Okay, so I have these little wooden, I don't know what you would call them, like little wood thingies. I got them on Amazon actually. And so I'm just measuring them off because I wanted to give this lantern just a little more, you know, pizzazz. So I measured off a piece, and then just using that as a guide, using my miter shears, chopping these all up, and then we are going to hot glue them onto our lantern here. Just about maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch down from the top of the lantern, and from the bottom as well. I just eyeballed it, you guys. If you want to measure, you go right ahead, but you know, eyeballing. And I did that to all 4 sides. I legit love how this lantern turned out. It's kind of like beachy looking, you know, and that's kind of my vibe, of course, but it looks so high end. You could pay like $30-$40 in a store for this. And it was like $5. It's so cute. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I just love doing this everyday decor. I can't even choose which one is my favorite. I love how all 3 of these pieces turned out. And let me know down in the comments, like, which one's your favorite? Let me know what you think. I love, love, love reading your comments. I try to respond to absolutely every single one. It just makes me feel so good. Like, keep them coming, you guys. And remember, if you don't like my color scheme, you do you. This is always just for inspiration. And if you're feeling inspired and you like what you see, do me a solid. Tap that like button, maybe subscribe, tell your friends, you know, all of that jazz. Stay tuned for the gag reel. Bye, guys. Check that out. Easy, everyday decor that I am super excited about. Yeah? Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard to get that straight, isn't it? And remember, everything that I make, you can always put your own spin on everything. Everything. On everything. So, first off, I want to say, hey. Hi. I have like paint all over my hands still. Oh, God. You know, always crafting. I like neutrals. I like just regular average decor. Everything is all good, good. Lipstick good. Eyes good. Shirt good. Good. There's a freaking mosquito buzzing around. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. See, and you'll always see right here the crabs. They're there. Right there. You know, this house is being overrun with DIYs. No joke.